Ohio State improves to 5-0 on the season and 2-0 in Big Ten play after a 42-3 win over Minnesota. And as we do every single week, we grade the quarterback. It's time to grade Julian Sayin. 23 of 27 for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also ran it twice for 2 yards as well. He had another run where he got knocked out over here, but unfortunately a penalty brought it back. Stefan, what's your grade for QB1?
I'm giving him an A+. I thought he was just absolutely stellar today. The deep passes that they were making, I can't stop thinking about the throw to Max Clare where Julian gets lit up as he's throwing it, and it's a dart right in the middle of the field to Max Clare. I thought that was his best pass of his young collegiate career, and I tweeted it too, like, he was playing at a Heisman level today. And the reason I specifically want to give him an A+ for this performance is after week 1 against Texas, the first time we graded him as a starter at Ohio State, we talked about the scale, right? The standard of quarterback play at Ohio State under Ryan Day and what it means to get an A+, right? If you're getting an A+, you're playing at the level of a Justin Fields, a C.J. Stroud, Dwayne Haskins, guys like that were stellar in their time at Ohio State. And everything about Julian Sayin today was stellar. The completion percentage is close to 80% on the season. He's got 10 touchdowns now on the season, only 3 interceptions. Like, everything he's doing is so accurate, and it's always so smart, right? Like, we talk so much about I think it was maybe after the Grambling State game where I was saying the accuracy you can see regardless of the level of opponent. And now as competition has ramped up, you're still seeing it, right? Even on incompletions, he's putting the ball in a place where only – like there was one pass in the corner of the end zone where it was overthrown a bit out of bounds, and you're thinking, oh, you know, Carnell maybe could have been open. He still put that in a spot where if someone was going to catch it, it was going to be Carnell Tate. It was not going to be in any danger. You let that one go, you get to the next play. I think the next play they scored a touchdown. So he's just making smart decision after smart decision, being safe with the ball, being accurate with the ball, and knowing when to take his shots. And the shots were there with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate all game, and he was putting it right on the money. The touchdown, the first touchdown to Carnell Tate, like we talked last year with Will Howard about underthrown deep passes, things like that could not have been put in a better spot. Like Carnell Tate literally caught it like right in front of his face. Like that's the kind of accuracy that you're getting from Julian Sayin. I thought he was about as good as you could ask him to be today against Minnesota. And they're putting more and more and more on his plate, and we've been saying it. We knew when it got to the point that Ohio State was putting more on his plate that it was going to work, right? Like we were saying it in the Washington game because we were like, just do it already. Like, you know how good he is. Just give him the opportunity, and they did today, and he showed that he can play at a Heisman level.
85% completion percentage. I think he might be over 80 after this game because he was at 78.9 coming into this game. Maybe. I guess we'll see. But like everything you said is valid. Andrew, what's your grade?
A+. I mean, I was thinking through this of his incompletions. There were only 4 of them.
And I still can't remember them.
Well, there was one on this sideline to JJ where it wasn't a bad throw. If you wanted to pick nits, if it was a yard in front of him, maybe. Why would you pick nits on that? Like,
because also JJ is the best player in the country,
yeah.
So catch the ball.
And look, the dude from Minnesota made a good play on that. Like, let's give credit to him. And then he had the throw to Max Clare, kind of right behind where the camera is, like inside the 10, that Max made a really great catch on. That you and I both looked at each other right after the play and went, he threw that kind of late.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. It's a real like, I won the lottery, but I have to pay taxes on it. Okay, you won $800 million and you have to pay taxes on it. Cool. Yeah, A+. Julian Sayin's awesome. Like, of the quarterbacks in college football this year, I mean, he's in that category with Fernando Mendoza, with Dante Moore, with C.J. Carr, with Mateer at Oklahoma. Like, he is in that category, probably in that top 5, and then you're probably looking at him going 2, 3, 1. Like, he is in that category, and you were kind of joking about this earlier. This is my 3rd year on the beat. I have not seen an Ohio State quarterback at this level. I saw Kyle McCord and Will Howard, and those guys were fine in their own ways, but they're not this. And this is what an A+ performance looks like, to where we are looking at various throws and going, well, he probably should have threw that one like a half a second earlier. He was unbelievable. Yeah, and like, those are things that Ryan Day is going to care about. Those are things that we are not going to care about, and those are things that you guys should not care about. Julian Sayin is playing at a very, very, very high level right now. Ryan Day, you could tell he was kind of like holding himself back a little bit from just open, let's just like open it up and let's praise Julian Sayin and everything like that. He was still saying, oh, there's things we got to work on and we got to be better. And I think those throws are kind of examples of that. But, I mean, what else could you reasonably say and what else could you reasonably ask for from Julian Sayin? The answer is nothing, because that dude was on one tonight.
How do you think I feel? That's all I knew until 2020. I got here when Dwayne Haskins was throwing 50 touchdown passes, and then I had to. Will Howard won a national championship.
Sure.
And Kyle McCord went to the ACC and set a bunch of records. So like, this is I'm privileged. I'm privileged when it comes to quarterback play. I'm giving him an F because he had 4 incompletions. I'm totally joking. I asked Ryan Day a question about what makes Julian Sayin special, but the way I set it up, I think is why he answered it the way it was. Like, you guys brought him along slowly, essentially to get to this game. Home night game in the Big Ten. You don't throw the book at them, you build it up, and then you get to this game, and you're like, okay, we're ready to rock and roll. And he did kind of go all over the place. It turned into a JJ Heisman Trophy campaign answer for a little bit, but then he eventually came back around to the answer. And so my grade isn't just about Julian Sayin, because I'm with you guys. It's an A+. Come on, dude. What are we talking about? I'm so happy they finally did it, man. They finally did the thing they were good at. But I understand why it took them to get here. But also now this is where they're going to live. They didn't force the run. Bo Jackson got involved. It wasn't the greatest day on the ground, but this was the first game of the season where Ohio State leaned completely into the thing that's going to win them a national championship. And that's a dominant defense and an offense that nobody has any answers for whatsoever. After spending 4 weeks going, let's just get through a big first game. What can we do for 2 weeks? And let's just get through a road Big Ten game. I think both of those things matter. We had a conversation on our live show on Wednesday where we talked about the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten. I had Julian Sayin at number 1. We all had Mendoza, Moore, and Sayin. I'm the only one who had him at number 1. Your guys' reasons, valid reasons. Can you really put him at number 1 when he has never been put in a position to even do anything close to what Indiana and Oregon have needed from Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza all season? Okay, we saw it now. That box is now checked. Now, get on the field with these guys and continue to keep it going, right? Oregon and Indiana are going to get on the field next week and kind of settle that as well. But this is, I think, what you two were waiting on. It's not because you didn't believe in it. It's just because we hadn't seen it yet, because they didn't need it for the first 4 months of the season. I don't even think they need it for the rest of October. But at some point, you got to start.
Maybe at Illinois, but we'll see.
Possibly. But the bigger point is, at some point, you got to lock in on what your identity is and start maximizing it and perfecting it. And you spent 4 games building, then you unleashed it in game 5. Now you got 7 more games during the regular season to perfect it. So then when you do get to the playoff, because listen, their playoff resume blew up Saturday, but in another video, we're going to explain to you why it literally does not matter. Because this team is the most complete team in college football, and it's got another dude at quarterback, which it hasn't had in a couple of years. Those are our grades. A+ all around. I also think this is like Ryan Day's ultimate quarterback development project. And he did a great job of breaking down why that is. I'm going to be writing about that this week. So go read our stuff at cleveland.com/OSU. Go listen to Buckeye Talk wherever you find podcasts. We'll continue the conversations there. And get the text, 614-350-3315. It's a 2-week free trial, $3.99. After that, Ohio State 5-0 after a 42-3 win over Minnesota, and also 2-0 in Big Ten play. I'm Steven. That's Stefan. That's Andrew. See you in Champaign.